Welcome to the Black Cat Intuitive channel and to my latest intuition building exercise called Truth or Discernment. For this remote viewing psychic development program, you will determine with your intuitive abilities who is trustworthy in the truther community and who is compromised. I will put the name of someone from the truther community in this jar, then I will help you go into your intuitive awareness to ask various questions about this truther. The name of them, who they actually are, will be revealed at the end of this video. You may want to read the written description of this YouTube video for more information on this channel and on this exercise. Also, you may want to get a pen and paper if that is the manner in which you best remember information. So, we are going to start an exercise in truth discernment, an exercise to enhance your own intuitive development, as well as determine the truth about someone else, a famous truther in the UFO disclosure conspiracy community. So focus on your breath, and as you breathe, focus on the picture of a dot. The dot should be small at first, but as you breathe in and out, in and out, in and out, the dot will get bigger and bigger, and bigger and bigger and bigger. And when you sense it is at the adequate size, you will walk through the dot. And when you do, when you are on the other side of the dot, you will sense something is different. That dot takes away all of your preconceived notions about people, the world, and the nature of reality. So now on the other side of the dot you see a path. It has a mist over top of it, but it is a comforting mist. And you walk towards it. Keep walking and walking and walking along the path until you reach a stone structure in the middle of a meadow. And sit down and look past some trees and stare. At a piece of paper. The piece of paper in the jar. Only you don't know the name of it, but you know it is regarding the person, the truth, about the truther whom you want to know the information about. So now, without actually knowing the actual name, you can see if you, your higher self, or your optimal spirit guide will give you some general information about this famous truther. So, write something down now. Write down what information that is important for you to know about this famous truther. It may not make sense at first, but just write down some sentences or even sketch some pictures or symbols that your higher self wants you to know generally about this famous truther, which will be revealed at the end of this exercise. So write down the information that first comes to your mind now. When you have done that, we will move on to the next question. When you have finished writing down this information, I want you to look deeper than the information you have written down and look into the heart of the truther. Ask yourself, what is truly in your heart? What is their actual intentions for the trajectory of human race? Write down if the information comes in the form of words, or draw if it comes in the form of images, or remember it now if that is what works best for you. When you have done this, we will move on to the next question. Now, I want you to ask another question about this truther. What were their intentions when they first began? So write down the answer to this question now. Just write whatever comes down to mind. When you have done with this question, you may also ask if they are now trustworthy. Just write down the first words that come to mind or sentiments that come to mind in regards to this question. When you have written down the answer to this question, I want you to ask your higher self another question in regards to this truther. Did something happen along the way to change the way they operate, what information they put out? Or are they largely the same as when they began? So write down what first comes down to mind in regards to this. How did they change? And when you're done, we will move on to the next question. So for the last and final question, I want you to go higher above yourself, higher and higher and higher, higher than even your higher self, and go into the universe, source, or God. And I want you to ask the universe about this famous truther. Ask the universe what it has to say about this famous truther. Ask the universe or God, or however you understand source, if this truther is helpful to humanity. You may also want to ask in what way. Just write down what comes to mind. It might be a little, it might be a lot. Just write down the words that come from your higher self, connected to the highest self of the universe, what they have to say about this famous truth in regards to if they are helpful to humanity. When you're done writing down this question, if you want to determine more information about this truther, you can pause the video to do so, because in the next section we are going to determine which famous truther you were remote viewing. So the name of the truther is, I'm going to go to the jar right now, is Cliff High. So that's the name of the famous truther. So let me know what you got in the comments section in regards to various information you gathered about this famous truther. Did the answers surprise you? Did they go against your preconceived notion of the famous truther? Or did they surprise you? I hope that you will do the various intuitive exercises on my channel, which work to target different aspects of the intuitive brain. Thank you for participating in this exercise.